guys, and welcome to loveLEE Conversations YouTube and podcast channel. Welcome back to all our lovely followers. And if it's your first time, welcome in, have a seat, get you some popcorn. We really finna talk about something today.
Yes.
Be sure to subscribe. Not only subscribe, be sure to turn on the notifications, and then once you turn on the notifications, right, babe, select the bell.
Yes. Select the bell
And then let it drop box down and select all. And then once you select all,
I think it says everything.
No, it says all.
It does?
Yes.
All right, I haven't looked at it.
YouTube doesn't say everything. It says all.
I thought it said everything.
So
Everything from that person. Or that.
it says all.
channel. Okay, yes, you got it.
Okay. So so you guys select all. That way you don't miss any content, including anything we do in
She
between.
didn't know about that early before.
I didn't. You taught me some. You taught our followers
Now you're
something.
making it seem like I don't know what I'm saying. That's cool.
I did.
Nah, good.
You feel like I did?
Where we at? Let's go.
Well, luckily we on to something that I can say I apologize if I made you feel that way, because that was not my intentions. Okay, so you guys, with that being said, you will be able to then see all of our content, right? So if you subscribe, turn on the notifications, and then hit the bell and select all, you won't miss anything. Every Wednesday we drop a video for you guys, and that way you can get all content. With that being said, you guys, today we are simply talking about apologizing. Not only just apologizing, but putting that changed behavior behind it, okay? So it's one thing to apologize to your significant other or the one you love, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. But it's a major thing if you don't put that change behavior behind it.
Exactly.
So if you guys are constantly having to, address the same thing, apologize for the same things, or even more if you're one of the people who don't like to apologize, and you think that doing something or showing a gesture of love or buying something or giving something or flowers, whatever the case could be, something material is a good way to apologize. Or if you just kind of start doing things around the house and clean up, and and all of a sudden you feel like that's your apology, those things are nice. And that might be your way of communicating. Your spouse might understand it and respect it in you. However, it's nothing like using your full words, your pure emotions, and coming to your significant other and truly apologizing to them, and letting them know that you're sorry about whatever it is that offended them and made them feel some type of way, that unintentionally hurt them or that intentionally hurt them.
And plus, you can do everything. You can clean up, you can straighten up, you can wash the car, but if that's not what that person wants, it's not gonna do anything.
No, it's the words. We need to hear it. And it's not just us as women. Men need to hear it too. So many times, us women will just want that apology, but in return, we may not be able to give that apology, or we don't give that apology, and men need that apology just as much as we do. They need to hear those words. They need to see that change behavior as well. So don't make it a one-sided situation where he needs to apologize to me. Be sure that you can be humble enough and apologize in return and put that change behavior in return.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you guys, I'm going to take y'all back a little old school with the song of the week. So for everyone who is returning, I give you a song of the week. And for who are new, we give a song of the week. Song of the week on every video. This week we're going to do Anita Baker, I Apologize. It's very fitting for the video. She's a beautiful woman. She has a catalog of music that you all can check out. Of course, this song will be in the description box, like always, for you guys to click the link yourself instead of having to go search for it and just listen to it. I think I'll put both links. I think I'm going to put the video.
What do you mean both links?
So I'm going to put the video link. She has a beautiful video that she did to this song.
Okay.
And I'm going to put the lyrics. A lyric video. That way you can read the words and see the words. Because sometimes when you listen to the song, you may not hear all the words or just fully understand the words. But then if you can read the
video's
lyrics,
fire, you're not thinking about the words.
Yes, and she's a beautiful woman, and she looks very beautiful in this song. So you might get caught up in how beautiful she is. So I'm going to put the lyrics as well. That way you can hear and see and read the lyrics and hear the words of the song. All right. Okay, you guys. So
I'm choosing the next song.
You choosing the next song?
Yes.
Well, if you guys have songs for us, send them our way. We have a list of songs that we're just checking off. He's gonna pick his song. Last week was my song as well, and I have not played it a lot this week. Did
No,
y'all check it out?
she hasn't.
Did y'all check it out? That's my song.
Well, I've been going to work too, so I can't necessarily tell.
I haven't played it a lot. I did play it this weekend a couple of times, but I haven't played it a lot. Like coming into this week, and I know it's just it's a new week or whatever. But y'all send us some music. I need a new song because I am stuck on this song still. But we're gonna move on. Okay.
Oh man.
So you guys, as I stated, we're talking about apologizing today. So it doesn't matter if you're in the happiest relationship.
That's the Janet Jackson song. It doesn't really matter.
Is that the song you're gonna use next week?
Nah, that just goes with what you was just saying. It doesn't really matter.
So you gonna do that?
No.
If it's a lyric you hear as I say something, you gonna input it.
I mean, if it has to do with what you're saying, I might.
You might.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Y'all, something's tapping. What's that?
I don't know.
Go see. We'll be back.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
So where are we on the docket?
We are at the beginning still.
All right.
Okay.
Yay.
We're back. You sitting on my hand.
You left it there.
I tried to pull it and I couldn't. Okay. All right, you guys. So, back to what we're talking about. So, even in the happiest marriage relationship, you're going to have those, bad moments, those, petty arguments. You're going to feel like the rain clouds are just hanging out and won't go away.
I can't take that. Sorry.
That's what you're going to do this
No.
So
Leah James though. Leah James, Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go.
So you guys, if you can't tell, we're music babies, and that's something we do in talking to each other. We'll like reference a song. So you'll see that throughout our episodes and our videos because we love music. And Chris is like a whole catalog of music. Like I know you guys know him for Tupac and his music and hip hop, but he is a whole catalog from Sam Smith to
I feel like Sam Smith would do a song with Tupac.
Yeah. He feels like Sam Smith can do a song with Tupac. Yes, you guys, we featuring another Tupac shirt. He's gonna feature one until he run out of shirts. As I told you guys, if y'all know links to other Tupac shirts, new Tupac, send them to me so I can buy them for my baby because he's gonna be featuring us Tupacs. But anywho,
yes,
we use music a lot between us and we discuss music a lot. So just know that's how we flow.
All right.
All right. So it just unintentionally you can hurt each other, intentionally you can hurt each other, and you can feel like, it's just not good. Your heart can get in a bad place,
Bless you.
Thank you.
You good?
Yeah.
You need a tissue?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay, you guys. So let's just run it back, okay? Because my allergies, the noise, it's too much, right? So, like I'm stating, you guys, we're simply going to cover that, even when it's not good, it gets better, right?
Yes.
And, that's when your foundation of love and friendship will come in.
And then, like Comment said, anything worth having, you have to work at annually.
Absolutely. Okay. And, you'll forget what you were upset about. You will forget, the petty argument. We've had conversations and we be trying to recall what we was upset about and we just laugh because we can't even remember, But then there will be some things that are, even if you forgive, you remember, right?
Exactly.
So that's where using your words to truly apologize to your spouse comes in and to put that change behavior behind it. Because when things like that happen, it chips away at your trust. It chips away at, you guys and how you are. And so you have to work back to build to that trust again and work back to get back to you guys. And the way that happens is to see that change behavior between you and your spouse. Yes. It's one thing, for us ladies, we like our apologies, right? We like our men to apologize to us. We want to hear those words. But oftentimes we are not we don't do well in returning the apology, right? And men are often not apologized to, and men need to hear that too. They need to hear the apologies. They need to hear your raw words.
Yes, we do.
And they appreciate that. I tell Chris, as much as I tell him thank you and how much I appreciate him, if I've done something wrong, I'm going to also apologize to him.
And vice versa.
Absolutely. So, you have to, put the words behind it and truly apologize to each other, and not just do the little things to say you apologizing and buy, material things or things around the house, cleaning, cooking, put those words there. Be mature, be an adult, and have that conversation and truly apologize. So, with that being said, in the beginning of our relationship, we transitioned from, you guys. Everybody know we're best friends. We've been best friends since eighth grade.
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade. And, the transition from best friends to monogamous committed relationship, we stumbled through that.
Yes.
It was rough. Especially when we moved in together, you guys. Like our first, we call all of our apartments by their number. We never say our address, so we'll be apartment 1102, apartment 1004, or apartment 1110. So apartment 1102, you guys. When we moved into apartment 1102, like that was like, okay, y'all, be real. When you moved in with your spouse, was you like, oh my God, oh, is this gonna work? Like, I think it's literally a shock to anyone that moves in together.
It was just very different. That was
how different you are, how you live, how you clean, where you leave your clothes, how you wash dishes, how it's how you're in each other's personal space 24/7. Like, that could be a shock to anyone. Like, a certain way. You did too. We both did.
I am healed.
I am too. But apartment 1102 taught us a lot, you guys. And we were so in love, you guys.
Apartment 1102 had its own problems.
It did. You guys, so everybody had their first apartment they moved into, and it's like, oh my God, apartment 1102 was that apartment. We was like,
and that just added to everything. Too.
It did, because you be frustrated with things going wrong in your apartments, calling maintenance and calling the office, and then you guys are bickering. You guys are not having a good day or a good moment, and so it's just like problem on top of problem. So that's why I said it could be intentionally, unintentionally, things that you wouldn't imagine could trigger y'all. Like, it's the craziest things, right? But you have to always get back to the foundation of you and each other and y'all love. But that was a good time. It was a good time. Like, now
it became a good time.
It did become a good time, and now that we can look back on it, we learned so much and we grew so much.
Yes.
So, you guys, we stumbled through that. We stumbled through it. We were so in love, and we just knew we loved each other, and we knew that,
that apartment had a washer and dryer inside the apartment.
So, my gosh, you guys, Chris hates our washer and dryers on our patio now. Like, it's a storage on our patio, and the washer and dryers in there. And previously, our washer and dryers have always been in our apartment.
I feel like I keep getting us off topic.
You do keep getting us off topic, but that's fair.
Let's stay on the dark.
Okay. So, you guys, with that being said,
is it docket or agenda?
Which word you want to use? Because you've been saying docket, and now you want to switch to agenda.
But is docket correct for?
I mean, there's a docket is a list of things you can check off.
All right, then let's go with docket.
Final answer.
How do you spell that?
Why does it matter right now?
Okay, never mind. Let's go.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Why he's all over it and not. Anywho, so you guys,
I'm listening.
You were listening?
I'm listening.
Okay, we'll pick up where I left off.
You said apartment 11. Wait, was it 1102? 1102? Mm-hmm. That had the washer and dryer in the apartment. That is where you left off, though.
Okay, babe.
That was the last thing you said.
Okay.
All right.
Fair. Let's move on.
What's next on the docket?
All right, you guys. So you guys, you will, at least for us, you will see that stumbling through that, and finding your way and learning how to do love your way, learning how to communicate, learning how to speak to each other's love language, learning how to really truly build and work on you guys, and your foundation will allow you to, build into anytime there's a foundation issue, you have to weather something.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, we learned a lot, you guys. And I actually made some points because I didn't want to, get off subject or forget a topic that I feel is good for us to discuss. So I made some points of things that, we did.
And
You
all
know,
of our, most of our stuff came in heavy at first, and
oh my
then
gosh,
and
so
then
heavy.
as the time went on, things became less and less and less
Yes.
of a problem.
Like it was crazy. It was just like from us going from best friends to relationship, everything did. It came in heavy. You know what?
Everything started at 11:02.
Everything started at
Yeah.
11:02, but by the time we got to apartment 10:04, baby, we was solid. We was everything we needed to be. But I mean, it was a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and we were young. Honestly, we are each other's first true committed relationship.
Exactly.
So just like really, really diving into what a relationship is, what love is, and it's a lot. So what we learned, in that stumbling through, in that being so in love, in seeing that our foundation is what we had to put into it. We had the foundation of love and friendship, right? But you have to put even more into that to ensure that it's strong and that it's solid and that, you can get past anything together. So some of the things we learned was to know how to speak to love with each other, how to speak with love.
How to speak with love.
Yeah, how to speak with love to each other, right? So you guys, when you don't speak to your spouse the same way you speak to your friends, right? I mean, you can have that playful banter and stuff between each other, but the way you're going to speak to your significant other is not how you're going to speak to your friends. And so, that can be a big factor in how, it can make things that you guys are bumping heads about or what is causing the place of hurt or the tension or whatever it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to each other without love can make it worse. Speaking to each other like we're each other, friends, homeboys, homegirls, and not really truly speaking to each other with love can truly affect the outcome of what is going on. Don't you agree, babe?
Yes.
So like, for us, we were friends first, and that's a good thing and that's a bad thing because we talked to each other like friends and handled each other like friends. And so when we became, boyfriend, girlfriend, monogamous, I'm like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, I ain't your little friend.
You
and
once was.
and right, so things change, right? But he would say the same thing to me. He was like, babe, that's not cool, or don't do that or don't say that or like you learn that you can't speak to each other that way, like you gotta speak to each other with
With love.
love. And that was something like I never forget we had, which is common, you guys, you'll never forget every argument. Some things will be substantial enough for you to remember, but most things you're gonna be like, dang, what were we mad about? And so we had a disagreement. I don't remember what it was about, but I after we had it, after we both processed it, it was like we both like met each other back in the middle and knew that we were better than that. We knew that our love was better than that. We knew where we were going and what we wanted to be in our relationship and our marriage was more powerful than that. And we made a vow to speak to each other with love
Mm-hmm.
and to ensure that we do our best to communicate. And again, we're not perfect, so we have fallen short of that. We still fall short of that, but we try to get back to what are the basis of our foundation. And one of the things we consider a base of our foundation is to speak to each other with love.
Exactly.
Okay. um you guys, I have a list of things, so I'll make sure I don't miss nothing with you guys. So we learned how to communicate in this process. Often when you're communicating, you can feel like it's an argument every time, right?
Yes.
And you have to, level up on your communication skills and know that every conversation is not an argument.
You just
But
gotta start yelling louder than the other person.
no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. You silly.
You mean let's not do that?
No, we're not yelling. We're gonna stay in this calm tone. But yeah, you guys, like you have to realize, huh?
It works.
It works.
It works.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
How has that ever worked for you?
It happened with me. Now look how it turned out.
What?
Ah.
What happened with you?
Parents.
Really, your mom yelling at you? That's what you're talking about right now. Bless him, y'all. Bless him. It's okay. So, which is why I have to speak to him with love now. So, um, but you learn how to communicate. You learn that those are every conversation is not an argument, and that yes, it might be tense, it might be a tough conversation, but that is not an argument. Don't you agree, babe?
Yes.
And like, how would you say that's important for people to understand? And like, how do they need to know or process that? It communicating is good, it's healthy, even when you feel like it's a tough situation, but that it's not an argument every time.
The main thing that makes it an argument is how you say something and how that person receives it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're mad or you're upset, take a moment to sit down, process it,
Mm-hmm.
and think of how you're going to speak. Because, like again, we say you need to speak with love.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if I'm coming to you and I'm already pissed off, and you see that I'm already pissed off, you're going to take it as you're pissed off.
I'm gonna immediately get
And you're
defensive.
going to immediately get defensive, and then next thing you know, we're arguing about why you're so defensive, and
Got completely away from what the issue was.
got away from everything else. And then
Yeah.
next thing you know, y'all are arguing back and forth the point where you both just want to get an understanding of why you feel the way you do.
So when you can get those clear heads, those clear thoughts, and get to a place of clarity, it allows you to have those conversations and it not be an argument, to have those tense conversations and it not be an argument, and to actively listen to each other and hear each other and communicating. And
Because that's the big thing.
that's the big thing.
Actively hearing and communicating. You can hear everything a person is saying, but it won't resonate with you until you actually actively hearing that person.
Absolutely. And those are things you learn. That doesn't just, you don't just get into a relationship, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be good at this communication. That comes
Still learning.
still learning. You're gonna be forever learning, but that comes with time. That comes with those conversations. Unfortunately, it comes with sometimes those tense arguments or just the poor communication, so that you can't get to that better point of communication.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, we learned how to be vulnerable with each other.
Still learning.
Like, I am naturally vulnerable with anybody that I love.
Yes. Yes.
And so I naturally can get my feelings hurt a lot easier.
Yes. Yes.
And,
It wasn't like that though.
as my friend, but as my man, right? Like, and even as my friend, when you would, if my feelings was hurt, you would know. But it's different. Like, again, we're each other's person now. So, for me, I can put it onto my zodiac sign. I can put it onto, who I am as a person. We, as men like to say, women are emotional.
Most women are emotional.
You can put it on all of that, right? But you are going to be more vulnerable with your spouse. You're going to be more emotional with your spouse, and that should be a safe place. That should be a place where you can be vulnerable. And so for me, I was there immediately. I'm like, I'm going to be vulnerable with him. I'm going to be open with him. He's going to know, how I feel, and he's going to see these raw emotions, but that wasn't so easy for you.
Nah, still not. I take a while to process everything, and once I process it in my head, it's over with. It's done. And I'm trying to learn to be more vulnerable with you and open up more with you, because growing up we never did that.
Right, and you guys, it's a beautiful thing. It's a breakthrough. We've had so many breakthrough moments where he'll do that. I remember one day, but we had been riding around. We had a full Sunday fun day, and we pulled back up at the house. And before we got the car, you were like, you just apologized for something that was between us, as far as how you had made me feel about something. And you literally were so vulnerable, you were so open, you were so pure, and you let me know that you never wanted me to feel that way again. And it threw me off. I was not prepared for it. And I know that not only for me was it healthy for me and for me to receive it, but I know that that was healthy for you, and that was a breaking point for you to have processed something, realized how it made me feel, and that moving forward you didn't want me to feel that way and have those emotions, and that you wanted me to know that you saw that and you heard me and that you see me. And that means a lot to me. So I appreciate that in you. I appreciate you willing to be in a place of vulnerability with me. I appreciate you wanting to be in a place of vulnerability with me despite your childhood, your scars, the things you've experienced, and how most men are, you ladies. Most men don't like to share their emotions. Most men don't want to talk about their emotions, but it's because it's been done to them, right? Like we have, seen in our society where, men are expected to be tough. There's no tears. You a man, and unfortunately, that has been instilled in a lot of our men, that we're loving, and so loving them through that and showing them that this is a safe place. I'm your haven. I'm your home. You're good with me. You're safe with me. Is something that takes time, and it's not going to happen immediately. So when we have those breakthrough moments, when he has those breakthrough moments, I appreciate that. I value that, and I let him know because I want him to know that I see him and that I hear him and that I know that was a lot for him to do and that I appreciate him doing that for me. So definitely create a place of vulnerability for each other, you guys.
And I
And
don't talk often.
he doesn't. And he doesn't talk to people in general. So for me to be his person and for me to be the person he talks to, then I want him to have that place of vulnerability with me. I want him to know that this is a safe space for him to share and be raw with who he is, even if it means him crying, even if it means him, stumbling to get it out, even if he got to say the wrong things to get to the right things. Like, I want him to know that I'm right here for that.
I don't cry. Just for the record.
Okay.
Oh, man.
He don't cry, y'all, for the record. So, moving on. So in being vulnerable with each other,
It may not be crying.
It's not crying. He's so silly, it's not crying. So in learning to be vulnerable with each other and being in that place when you're getting past something, we also have to learn to allow each other to process. So when you apologize, or when something is going on between you guys and you might be over it but your spouse may not be over it, you have to allow each other time to process, because what might be big to me may not be big to him, and what's big to him may not be big to me, but I have to respect that he's in a place of processing. And that, yes, he heard me, yes, we've conversated, but now he needs time to process it, or I need time to process it, or you need time to process it, and that's fair, you guys. Never make someone feel guilty for processing. Never make someone feel like they can't process, like they just supposed to get over it, or that they just supposed to be like, oh, okay, like I said, I'm sorry, but allow them.
And also, with that whole thing being said, don't say you're fine and then you're not.
That's true. So that goes back to being to processing. So if naturally we want to say it's okay, it's better, I'm fine, but you may not be.
Just say
And
you need some time to think about it.
yes, and that's one thing he has allowed me. He's coached me into it, and taught me to be okay with saying I'm not okay right now. I'm still processing, because naturally, once you had a conversation, you think that you're supposed to be over it and you're supposed to be fine. So you'll be like, I'm fine, but then like you may not be. And so he's got me into a safe space to where I know I can be in that place of not being okay, whatever it might be. It may not even have nothing to do with him. It might have something to do with me personally, something whatever. But if I'm not fine, he allows me to be in that place, and he just loves me while I'm in that space and that time until I'm out of it. And I appreciate that.
Because if you keep saying you're fine and you're not, eventually it's gonna all what do they say? Fester
And build up,
fester and build up,
and just
then
come
it's
out
gonna come out.
because you didn't deal with it.
You ain't deal
You didn't
with it.
process it. Absolutely, babe. Um,
Then you're gonna be like Hulk smash.
that's true. Wait, have I ever Hulk smashed?
Wait. No.
Yes, clearly. Clearly. And that's fair. So it happens. So babe, we learned to be a united front. You okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rub it later, okay?
Okay.
So we learned to be a united front, you guys. When you get into those arguments,
It's you and me against the world.
us against the world, period. Like, no one can come in between that. No one should be able to come in between that. And you learn that, and you get to that adds to your foundation. That goes back into foundation. You learn to be a united front. And it's we all we all have done it. Whether it's with your spouse, with someone else, when you bump heads with someone and you share with other people, you will forgive them. you'll move on, you'll be in a better place, but that person might still be holding on to what you told them. And so now they have their perceived or how they feel about your person or the situation, and you're fine, but now they're in your ear. Well, don't you remember when? You remember when you told me? So what happens between you guys stays between you guys. And it's one thing to have a healthy outlet, especially for those who do marital counseling and for those who have their person that they, can talk to. I heard another couple say that they have each one of them have a safe friend outside of them that they can talk to when they can't talk to each other and need that other, insight, and someone who supports them in their marriage and their love and would never tell them anything bad. And I thought that was a good thing. Sometimes you do need that outlet, and some people don't want to admit that but sometimes you need the help outlet, whether it's with someone you trust that believes in your marriage, whether it's with a therapist, a counselor, your pastor, whatever the case can be. But you have to know that you guys are a united front, and not to be bad mouthing each other, and not to, overshare the things that happen between you guys, because you're going to move on and be just fine. You're going to have grown from it.
Yes.
You're going to have learned from it. You're going to be in a place of, dang, babe, that was tough, but we got past that. Or, that was crazy that we even went through that, and everybody else will be still holding on to it, or whoever you told is not 100% supportive for your relationship, your marriage, your love. And because they're not there, they don't have it.
They don't realize that we fall down.
Okay, Dunny.
But we get back
Come on,
up
Dunny.
again.
Come on. All right, Dunny. That's Dunny for you, okay? So, you definitely got to understand that you guys are united.
I've not heard that song in so long.
Want to listen to it? So you guys have to know that you guys are a united front, and that it's y'all against the world, and that whatever goes on between you guys
Tupac.
stays us against the world. Yes,
Me
babe.
Against the World.
Yes, babe.
The album.
Okay.
He had the song Me Against the World on there too.
Okay.
It's just me against the world.
Okay.
Me against
Okay,
the
no,
world.
we're not doing that. We're not.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to stay on our list. All right?
Next on the docket.
Next. So, you guys, so you learn to build on those levels of trust, right? So when you have those bad moments, when things hurt each other, when you have those arguments, when it's something that takes a hit at you, it also takes a hit at your trust. On top of taking a hit at your love, on top of taking a hit on who y'all are as a couple, who you are in each other, like it takes a hit. And so you have to get back to that good place, that healthy place, and get back to building on those levels of trust. And that takes time. You okay?
Yeah.
That takes time in itself, you guys, getting back to where you can build those levels of trust, and, and know that, that the trust factor is there again. And that comes with not just that apology, but that changed behavior. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. In order for that person to truly forgive you, or you to really truly forgive another person, you have to show that you have to prove it and show that you're willing to change, or you're willing to make things better.
Absolutely, babe. And you guys, I know this is hard to hear, and it's even harder to process sometimes, but it's okay to disagree. We learned that it's okay to disagree. Every conversation, you guys not gonna come to the same, like, oh, okay, we resolved it, this is the same, we feel the same, we agree, this is good, this is us, we did this.
Just like rice and sugar don't go together.
Okay, he's talking about our previous episode, things that make you say, so check it out, you guys. But I mean, just on that's something that you may not come to an agreement on. But then on real life things, right? You may not come to agreement on some things, but you come to a point of compromise. You come to a point of respecting each other's boundaries and respecting each other's opinions, and knowing that it's okay that you're not agreeing on this. And just because you don't agree don't mean that you're in a place of disagreement and still in a place of where you guys are not on the same page and in confrontation still. But it means that you resolved it, you talked about it, you heard each other, you actively listened, and that person might still feel the way they feel, and you might feel the way you feel, but at least y'all understand that, and moving forward you can better the situation because you understand it and you heard each other. And then sometimes those conversations are going to result in you hearing each other and being on the same page, but it's major to understand that you're not going to always agree, and it is okay to disagree.
Yes.
And then to pretty much wrap up all of the points, we learned how to properly apologize to each other and how to put that change behavior behind it. So, I think I kind of touched on it earlier. Some of us, when we don't know how to apologize, we do things to show our apology. So we'll buy our person something. We'll clean up around the house. We'll be extra nice. We'll do things
Drop
to
5 stacks on the makeup bag. Yep.
that. So, we'll do things to say we're sorry, but we won't
We
use
don't
our
get
words.
copywritten for that.
You shouldn't get copywritten for it. You ain't seen the song.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
part. All right, never
All
mind.
right. So so you'll do things, to say you're sorry, or you will apologize in a way that fits you. I apologize that you feel that way. I apologize, you know
That you took it this way.
that you took it this way.
All right.
Or what's another one? Or it's just a half apology. Like it's just not a good apology.
That you
Like
think I ate all your candy. All right. You think I ate your last of your food that was in the refrigerator. All right. You think I drank all your juice. That's
I
not the.
replaced your apple juice. Okay?
What about my toasted strudels?
Oh my gosh. Can we not move on from that?
Okay,
That was
let's move
years
on. Let's move
ago.
on. Let's move
Years
on. I'm
ago.
done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
So you
I
guys,
moved on. Did you?
I did.
All right.
It's important to put those words into play and to truly sit down with your spouse, your significant other, the person you love, and apologize to them and use your words and to let them know, that you heard them. And even if you're still processing, you let them know that too. Like, it's nothing wrong with being just true and vulnerable with your significant other and letting them know, like, I apologize that I hurt you. I apologize that we had to get to this point for me to hear you. I apologize that my actions, like it's nothing wrong with owning it. And there's nothing with saying, I heard everything you said. I'm still processing it, but I want you to know that I apologize and that moving forward, I'm not going to allow us to get to this point. Like, however, you got to get that apology out, and however, you need to say that apology, you need to say that apology and not put it back on them or not yourself own it and deal with what that person's feeling. Because again, it goes back to being vulnerable with you. If I can't be vulnerable with you, if I can't put and trust my heart in your hands, then who am I supposed to do it with? So it's important that you guys do that, and then to put that change behavior about it behind it. So I'm gonna let you handle change behavior. So tell them why it's important to put that change behavior behind it.
Phew, shoot. Because what was the question?
Just to tell them how to put the change behavior behind it. Like after you apologize to me, what do you do to put that change behavior behind it, and why it's important to do so?
For me, I try to make sure you're good. Try to make sure we have an understanding, that we both have an understanding. We both know where the other person is coming from. Talk things out, and try to make sure that you're truly okay.
Yeah. And you are good with that. You are very much so. Like once the apologies have happened and we move back past it, Chris is good with checking back in because again, people need time to process, right? So he's good with checking back in while he's putting that change behavior in place, or and vice versa. While I'm putting my change behavior in process, I'm good with checking in and letting him know I heard him and that and that I was listening and your actions will say that alone, let alone. Like you won't have to check in and say that all the time because your actions will show it. So you guys, it's important to apologize to each other. It's important to use those words. It's important to go through whatever you have to go through to get to those points to where you learn how we learned and what our points are for us learning and how we got to a point to where we know and value each other.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies might be different for you, but it's important that you still take those steps and get through those points, and that's going to
Exactly.
happen with you communicating. That's going to happen with you being vulnerable with each other. That's going to happen with you learning that you have to speak to each other with love. That's going to have to happen with you understanding that there's boundaries, there's okay, and that there's a safe place for you guys to disagree, to agree. It's going to happen in knowing that, you guys are your united front and what you guys discussed is not going to be spread through 1,000 other people.
Exactly.
Like it's important in so many ways, you guys, to apologize and to put that change behavior behind it. So I am going to challenge my lovely followers. our lovely followers to put value in apologizing to the one you love. Make effort into doing those apologies. So if you know you're one of the people that do things to say you're sorry and that you apologize, actually, I'm going to challenge you to use your words,
Talk to that person.
and talk to that person and truly apologize to them. I'm going to challenge you to, for those who need to hear that apology, and now that apology is going to come your way, I'm going to challenge you to receive it and know that it's okay to process it and be in a place of processing it. So I'm going to challenge you to receive it. Relationships are dope. Marriage is hella dope. But it takes work, you guys. It takes effort, and it takes you wanting to do it.
Anything worth having requires some effort.
Exactly. So your marriage can be and relationship can be as dope as you want it to be by you putting the work in it, by you putting into your foundation, by you doing love your way. So I'm going to challenge you all to apologize this week, work on those apologies this week, receive those apologies this week, and give us some feedback. Let us know, what some things you do, in your changed behavior and receiving your apology. Let us know how receiving apology has made a difference for you, and how maybe you're still waiting on that apology and how that's making a difference for you. So just talk to us. Let us know how apologizing, you're in a place of needing that apology, or you are in a place of receiving that apology. So just talk to us, find value, you guys, in saying I'm sorry. That doesn't make you a lame person. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you none of those things. It makes you powerful. It makes you honest. It makes you humble. So find value in apologizing, you guys, and be sure to do it to the ones you love and mean it, and put that change behavior behind it, okay?
Because at the end of the day, I'm still standing. I'm still strong. I don't know. I just felt like saying that. Seemed like the right thing to say at the time. It wasn't the right thing to say.
All right, you guys. So be sure to subscribe and comment, and to turn on those notification bells, and to also select those notification bell and select all. You guys, we drop content every Wednesday. So
Every Wednesday.
you're going to get something from us every Wednesday. We are, working to build our content and bring you content, but it's a conversation, right? So you have to give us things. You have to bring things our way. I appreciate the DMs that's coming in. I appreciate, the responses, the comments. I appreciate everyone sharing our videos and just being so supportive. So just continue to support us, because like I said, this is not just for us, this is for you guys. So keep us going, because we want you guys to join the lovely conversation and to be a part of it. So with that being said, don't just subscribe and comment and turn on the notification bells and select all to get all the content. Also follow us on our social media, you guys. I like to post lovely conversation tips.
Yes.
I like to post giveaways. I like to post questions and just different little things to pour into us and who we are. So follow us on Facebook and Instagram at loveLEE, LEE, one word, lovely conversations with an S. Hit the follow button, the like button, and just join the conversations and seeing what we're doing every day. And let us know what you want to see more of.
That's the best way to keep in touch with us and keep up to date with what we're doing.
Yes.
It's on Instagram and Facebook.
Absolutely, because that's where I drop what's coming next. That's where he might share what's coming next, and you guys are just plugged in and in tune to see what's coming. So with that being said, you guys, thank you for joining this lovely conversation. Hopefully you can pick up something and apply it. If it's not for you, hopefully you can share it and someone else can pick it up and apply it. So with that being said, you guys, we'll see you next week, and bye.
Bye.